In the vast expanse of the Imperium of Man, where countless worlds stretch across the galaxy, one aspect of warfare reigns supreme in its ability to strike fear and awe into the hearts of both allies and enemies alike: aerial combat. The thunderous roar of engines, the flash of last fire against the backdrop of storm-racked skies, and the graceful dance of death performed by skilled pilots. This is the domain of Aeronautica Imperialis. Aeronautica Imperialis represents not just a branch of the imperial military, but a testament to humanity's mastery over the skies and the void beyond. It encompasses all airborne and void-based operations within the Imperium, from atmospheric fighters dueling in planetary atmospheres to massive carriers launching waves of attack craft in the cold vacuum of space. The roots of Aeronautica Imperialis can be traced back to the earliest days of human civilization, when mankind first dreamed of conquering the skies. Through millennia of technological advancement, setbacks, and rediscoveries, this dream evolved into a crucial component of imperial military doctrine. During the Great Crusade, as the Emperor's legions spread across the galaxy, the importance of air superiority became undeniable, cementing the role of Aeronautica Imperialis in the annals of imperial history. In the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, where war is constant and survival hangs by a thread, Aeronautica Imperialis stands as a bulwark against the myriad threats facing humanity. From repelling Xenos invasions to quelling planetary insurrections, from providing close air support to Imperial Guard regiments to engaging in epic void battles alongside the Imperial Navy, the pilots and crews of Aeronautica Imperialis are often the difference between victory and annihilation. The arsenal at their disposal is as diverse as it is formidable. Lightning fighters streak across war-torn skies, their speed matched only by their lethality. Marauder bombers, massive flying fortresses, rain destruction upon enemy positions with unrelenting fury. Valkyrie assault carriers deliver elite troops into the heart of battle, while Thunderbolt heavy fighters provide unyielding air superiority in even the most contested airspace. But Aeronautica Imperialis is more than just machines of war. It is the embodiment of human skill, courage, and determination. Pilots undergo rigorous training, pushing the limits of both body and mind to master their craft. Many are recruited from worlds with strong aviation traditions, their natural talents honed through years of grueling exercises and simulated combat scenarios. These men and women are the true heroes of the skies, their names whispered with reverence in flight lounges across the Imperium. The importance of Aeronautica Imperialis extends beyond mere tactical considerations. In a galaxy where faster-than-light travel is fraught with peril and communication across vast distances is unreliable at best, air and void superiority often determines the fate of entire campaigns. A single squadron of skilled pilots can turn the tide of a planetary invasion, while a well-timed bombing run can shatter enemy morale and break the back of a rebellion before it gains momentum. Yet, for all its glory and importance, Aeronautica Imperialis faces constant challenges. The enemies of mankind are numerous and relentless. Orc fighter bombers, cobbled together from scrap yet terrifyingly effective, swarm Imperial positions in green tides of destruction. Eldar aircraft, elegant and alien, dance through the skies with impossible grace, outmaneuvering even the most skilled human pilots. The fell servants of chaos bring demonic horrors to bear in aerial combat, corrupting the very air with their presence. In response to these threats, Aeronautica Imperialis constantly evolves, adapting its tactics and technology to meet each new challenge. The tech priests of the Adeptus Mechanicus labor tirelessly to maintain and improve the Imperial air fleet, their efforts a delicate balance between innovation and adherence to sacred patterns of the past. Each victory is hard-won, each defeat a sobering reminder of the constant vigilance required to safeguard humanity's dominion over the stars. As we delve deeper into the world of Aeronautica Imperialis, we will explore the key players that shape its destiny, the pivotal moments that defined its history, and the cutting-edge technologies that give it its edge in combat. From the daring exploits of legendary ace pilots to the strategic brilliance of fleet commanders, from the unsung heroes of ground crews to the sacred rites of machine spirits, we will uncover the multifaceted nature of this crucial Imperial institution. Prepare to take flight into the heart of the Imperium's aerial might, where duty and honor soar on wings of adamantium and faith. This is Aeronautica Imperialis, where the fate of worlds is decided in the crucible of the skies. Within the sprawling hierarchy of the Imperium's military forces, Aeronautica Imperialis stands as a complex tapestry of interconnected organizations, each playing a vital role in maintaining air and void supremacy. At the forefront are the Imperial Navy and Imperial Guard, two pillars of Imperial might that form the backbone of Aeronautica operations. The Imperial Navy, custodian of the Imperium's war fleets, oversees the vast armadas that ply the void between stars. Its remit extends to atmospheric combat, with specialized wings dedicated to planetary operations. These seasoned voidfarers bring a wealth of experience to aerial engagements, their tactics honed by countless battles across the galaxy's harshest environments. Complementing the Navy's broad reach, the Imperial Guard's air arm provides crucial close air support and tactical flexibility to ground operations. Regiments often maintain their own aerial assets, ranging from agile reconnaissance craft to heavily armed gunships. This decentralized approach allows for rapid response to emerging threats, though it can lead to logistical challenges and occasional jurisdictional disputes with naval forces. The Adeptus Mechanicus, keepers of humanity's technological lore, play an indispensable role in Aeronautica Imperialis. Their expertise maintains the arsenal of aircraft and voidcraft that form the Imperium's aerial might. Mechanicus explorator fleets boast their own formidable air wings, often featuring archaeotech marvels rarely seen elsewhere in Imperial space. Space Marine chapters, while technically separate from Aeronautica Imperialis command structures, frequently collaborate in joint operations. Their Thunderhawk gunships and Fire Raptor assault craft provide unparalleled close air support, while their mastery of drop pod assaults adds a unique vertical element to planetary engagements. The Adeptus Ministorum, the ecclesiarchy of the Imperial cult, maintains its own aerial assets for both ceremonial and martial purposes. While less numerous than other Imperial air forces, their ornate craft serve as potent symbols of the Emperor's divine will, often adorned with holy relics and attended by warrior priests who bring faith's fire to the skies. Inquisitorial forces, ever vigilant for threats to the Imperium, utilize a diverse array of specialized aircraft. From stealthy reconnaissance vehicles to heavily armed interceptors, these craft are often the first to engage new and mysterious foes, gathering crucial intelligence even as they strike from the shadows. The Adeptus Arbites, Imperial law enforcers, employ aerial units for riot control, pursuit of fleeing suspects, and rapid deployment of shock troops in hive cities and sprawling industrial complexes. Their presence in the skies serves as a constant reminder of Imperial authority. Rogue traders, operating on the fringes of Imperial space, often possess unique and eclectic air wings. Their craft may incorporate Xenos technology or lost human designs, providing valuable insights into alternative approaches to aerial warfare when they deign to fight alongside Imperial forces. Beyond these established Imperial organizations, planetary defense forces and local militias often maintain their own aerial assets. The quality and quantity of these forces vary wildly from world to world, ranging from antiquated prop-driven aircraft to cutting-edge anti-grav vehicles rivaling the best the Imperium has to offer. The enemies of mankind field their own diverse air forces, each presenting unique challenges to Imperial pilots. Orc Airwachs swarm the skies with crude yet effective fighter bombers and transports, their sheer numbers and unpredictable tactics making them a formidable foe. Eldar Corsairs strike with lightning speed, their graceful craft dancing through the air with preternatural agility. Tyranid air beasts, bioengineered for atmospheric combat, present an ever-evolving threat that defies conventional tactics. Necron attack craft phase in and out of reality, their otherworldly technology rendering standard Imperial defenses nearly useless. The forces of chaos bring demonic horrors to aerial combat, corrupting the very air with their presence and challenging not just the skill, but the sanity of Imperial pilots. The Tau Empire, with its advanced gravitic technology, fields air cadres that rival and often surpass Imperial craft in terms of maneuverability and firepower. Their coordinated tactics and advanced targeting systems make them a particularly dangerous adversary in aerial engagements. Mercenary groups and pirate fleets, while less common, can prove unpredictable wild cards in aerial conflicts. Their disparate origins and unconventional tactics often catch Imperial forces off guard, leading to the development of specialized counter-piracy air wings in particularly troubled sectors. Within Aeronautica Imperialis itself, various schools of thought compete for dominance in shaping aerial doctrine. The Tactica Aeronautica, a tome of accumulated wisdom passed down through generations of Imperial pilots, forms the foundation of most strategic thinking. However, interpretation and application of its tenets vary widely across different commands and theaters of war. The lightning strikes, proponents of swift, decisive engagements, advocate for lightweight, agile craft capable of overwhelming opponents through speed and precision. In contrast, the Iron Hammers favor heavily armored, well-armed aircraft designed to weather prolonged firefights and deliver punishing blows to enemy formations. Void specialists within Aeronautica Imperialis push for greater integration of atmospheric and space-based operations, arguing that true air superiority can only be achieved by controlling the entire vertical battle space from ground to orbit. Their influence has led to the development of craft capable of seamless transition between atmospheric and void operations. The Omnissiah's Chosen, a faction closely aligned with the Adeptus Mechanicus, prioritize technological superiority above all else. They champion the use of advanced targeting systems, exotic weaponry, and experimental propulsion methods, often at the cost of reliability and ease of maintenance. At the highest levels of Aeronautica Command, the Lords of Air hold sway. These veteran commanders, each a legend in their own right, shape overall strategy and resource allocation across vast swaths of Imperial space. Their decisions ripple through the ranks, influencing everything from aircraft design to pilot training protocols. As threats to the Imperium continue to evolve, so too does the composition and strategy of Aeronautica Imperialis. The emergence of new technologies, the rediscovery of ancient STC designs, and the lessons learned from countless engagements across the galaxy all contribute to an ever-changing aerial doctrine. In the crucible of constant warfare, Aeronautica Imperialis stands ready to adapt, innovate, and overcome, ensuring humanity's dominion over the skies and the void beyond. The genesis of Aeronautica Imperialis can be traced to humanity's earliest forays into powered flight. As mankind spread across Holy Terra in ancient times, the mastery of the skies became a pivotal factor in warfare and exploration. The Dark Age of technology saw unprecedented advancements in aeronautics, with gravity-defying craft and void-capable vessels pushing the boundaries of what was possible. However, the catastrophic collapse of human civilization during the Age of Strife shattered this golden era of innovation. Many worlds regressed technologically, losing the ability to produce or maintain advanced aircraft. On countless planets, the art of flight became a distant memory, preserved only in myth and legend. The Great Crusade marked a turning point in the resurgence of human air power. As the Emperor's legions spread across the galaxy, they encountered a myriad of aerial threats and environmental challenges. The need for a standardized, adaptable air force became increasingly apparent. Drawing upon recovered STC designs and the collective expertise of conquered worlds, the foundations of what would become Aeronautica Imperialis were laid. During this era, the role of atmospheric and void-based aircraft in military operations expanded dramatically. Close air support proved crucial in breaking stubborn planetary resistance, while void superiority fighters safeguarded the flanks of advancing Imperial fleets. The lessons learned during these campaigns would shape aerial doctrine for millennia to come. The Horus Heresy, that galaxy-spanning civil war, served as a crucible for Aeronautica Imperialis. Loyalist and traitor forces alike recognized the critical importance of air superiority, leading to some of the most intense aerial battles in human history. The Siege of Terra, in particular, saw unprecedented levels of atmospheric combat, with swarms of fighters and bombers dueling above the Imperial Palace. In the aftermath of the heresy, the reorganization of Imperial military forces led to the formal establishment of Aeronautica Imperialis as a distinct branch. This move aimed to standardize training, equipment, and tactics across the Imperium, ensuring a more cohesive and effective air arm. The following millennia saw Aeronautica Imperialis evolve in response to new threats and changing strategic realities. The emergence of chaos as a persistent foe necessitated the development of specialized tactics and equipment to counter warp-tainted aircraft. Encounters with advanced Xenos races like the Eldar forced a re-evaluation of maneuverability and electronic warfare capabilities. The Age of Apostasy brought renewed focus on the spiritual aspects of aerial warfare. Ecclesiarchal influence led to the incorporation of religious iconography and rituals into aeronautica operations, reinforcing the pilot's faith in the Emperor's divine protection. This period also saw the rise of ace pilot cults, with particularly skilled aviators venerated as living saints of the sky. The Macarian Crusade demonstrated the vital role of air power in rapid planetary conquest. Lord Solar Macarius's lightning campaigns relied heavily on the swift deployment of aerial assets to secure key strategic points and provide mobile fire support. The tactics developed during this era would influence Imperial military doctrine for centuries. As new threats emerged, Aeronautica Imperialis adapted. The Tyranid hive fleets introduced the concept of organic air superiority, forcing Imperial tacticians to develop countermeasures against living aircraft. The awakening of the Necrons presented challenges that defied conventional aerial warfare, their phase technology rendering traditional defenses obsolete. The Damocles Gulf Crusade marked Aeronautica Imperialis's first major engagement with the Tau Empire. The technological sophistication of Tau aircraft, particularly their advanced targeting systems and gravitic propulsion, spurred a new wave of innovation within the Imperium. Reverse-engineered Tau tech, while viewed with suspicion by the more conservative elements of the Adeptus Mechanicus, led to significant improvements in Imperial avionics. The 13th Black Crusade and the fall of Cadia represented a pivotal moment for Aeronautica Imperialis. The loss of this linchpin world and the subsequent formation of the Great Rift necessitated a fundamental shift in strategy. With large swaths of the Imperium cut off from reinforcement, the ability to project air power across vast distances became more crucial than ever. In the wake of these events, the Indomitus Crusade saw Aeronautica Imperialis play a key role in reconquering lost territories. The introduction of Primaris Space Marines brought with it new aircraft designs, further expanding the capabilities of Imperial air forces. Coordination between these enhanced Astartes flyers and traditional Aeronautica units led to the development of innovative combined arms tactics. Throughout its long history, Aeronautica Imperialis has been shaped by the ebb and flow of technological progress. Periods of innovation, often spurred by the rediscovery of lost STC templates or successful reverse engineering of Xenos tech, have alternated with conservative phases focused on refining existing designs. This tension between progress and tradition remains a defining characteristic of the organization. The influence of the Adeptus Mechanicus on Aeronautica Imperialis cannot be overstated. Tech priests have been instrumental in maintaining the Imperium's vast fleets of aircraft. their arcane knowledge preserving machines that would otherwise have been lost to time. However, this reliance on the Mechanicus has also led to conflicts, particularly when theological disputes impact the development or deployment of new technologies. Recruitment and training methods for Aeronautica Imperialis have evolved over the millennia. In the early days of the Imperium, many pilots were drawn from noble houses or prestigious military academies. As the demands of constant warfare grew, recruitment was broadened to include promising candidates from all walks of life. Specialist training worlds were established, some featuring treacherous environments that pushed piloting skills to their limits. The relationship between Aeronautica Imperialis and other branches of the imperial military has been marked by both cooperation and rivalry. Joint operations with the Imperial Guard and Navy have become increasingly common, though disagreements over doctrine and resource allocation persist. The independent nature of Space Marine air support has occasionally led to friction, particularly in theaters where clear chains of command are crucial. As Aeronautica Imperialis looks to the future, it faces unprecedented challenges. The division of the Imperium by the Great Rift has strained logistical networks, making it difficult to maintain consistent standards of equipment and training across isolated sectors. The emergence of new threats, from Necron tomb worlds awakening in ever greater numbers to the expanding tendrils of Genestealer cults, demands constant vigilance and adaptation. The annals of Aeronautica Imperialis are filled with pivotal engagements that have shaped the course of Imperial history. These aerial battles, ranging from planet-side skirmishes to void-born confrontations, showcase the evolution of tactics and technology in mankind's quest for dominion over the skies. One such defining moment occurred during the Siege of Terra at the climax of the Horus Heresy. As traitor forces closed in on the Imperial Palace, Loyalist aircraft engaged in desperate dogfights above the sprawling complex. Lightning fighters dueled with chaos-corrupted Hell Talons, while lumbering Marauder bombers attempted to breach the palace's formidable defenses. This conflict set the standard for atmospheric combat operations for millennia to come. The Battle of Fall, a void engagement during the Heresy, demonstrated the importance of fighter screens in fleet actions. Imperial Fist's vessels, ambushed by the Iron Warriors, launched waves of Zephon interceptors to counter boarding torpedoes. This tactic, now standard in naval doctrine, highlights the synergy between Voidcraft and capital ships. As the Imperium expanded post-heresy, Aeronautica forces played crucial roles in countless compliance actions. The pacification of Saguin stands out for its innovative use of Thunderbolt heavy fighters. These versatile craft provided both close air support for ground troops and escort duty for Marauder bombers, showcasing the flexibility demanded of Imperial air power. The Gothic War saw Aeronautica assets integrated into larger fleet actions against Abaddon's forces. Fury interceptors, launching from Imperial cruisers, proved vital in screening against enemy attack craft. This conflict refined void combat doctrines, emphasizing the need for rapid deployment and rearmament of fighter squadrons. During the Macarian Crusade, the Lightning Strike fighter earned its legendary status. These nimble craft excelled in atmospheric combat, outmaneuvering Xenos vessels across 100 worlds. Their success led to increased production and widespread adoption throughout Aeronautica Imperialis. The Damocles Gulf Crusade marked Imperial forces' first major engagement with Tau aircast pilots. The Xenos' advanced targeting systems and gravitic technology initially overwhelmed Imperial squadrons. Adaptation came swiftly, with new electronic countermeasures and aggressive close-range tactics developed to neutralize the Tau advantage. As Tyranid hive fleets encroached on Imperial space, Aeronautica forces faced unprecedented challenges. The Battle of Macragge saw Ultramar's air defenses tested against swarms of gargoyles and harpies. This conflict led to the development of specialized anti-biomorph ammunition and dispersed formation tactics to counter the Xenos' overwhelming numbers. The Taros campaign highlighted the importance of air superiority in desert warfare. Imperial aircraft struggled against Tau forces in the planet's harsh conditions, leading to innovations in thermal shielding and sand filtration systems. Despite ultimate defeat, lessons learned here improved Imperial performance in subsequent arid world engagements. Armageddon's multiple wars have been crucibles for Aeronautica tactics. During the Second War, Orc air forces nearly overwhelmed Imperial defenses through sheer numbers. The Conful ICT spurred the development of rapid-fire defense networks and emphasized the need for robust ground-based anti-air support. The 13th Black Crusade saw unprecedented coordination between Imperial Navy, Aeronautica Imperialis, and Adeptus Astartes air assets. The defense of Cadia showcased combined arms tactics on a massive scale, with Void-capable fighters providing crucial support to ground-based artillery and orbital platforms. In the wake of the Great Rift's formation, the Vigilis campaign demonstrated the critical role of air power in an isolated war zone. Cut off from easy resupply, Imperial forces relied heavily on versatile aircraft capable of multiple mission profiles. The conflict sparked a renewed interest in modular design philosophies for future aircraft. The Indomitus Crusade brought fresh challenges and opportunities for Aeronautica Imperialis. Newly awakened Necron dynasties employed phase technology that rendered conventional targeting systems useless. This led to the development of multi-spectrum Auspex arrays and predictor logic engines to track the Xenos' ethereal movements. Throughout these conflicts, certain aircraft have risen to iconic status. The Thunderbolt fighter, with its robust frame and heavy armament, has become synonymous with Imperial air superiority. Marauder bombers, despite their age, remain the backbone of strategic bombing campaigns. The Valkyrie assault carrier's versatility has made it indispensable for rapid insertion missions. Technological advancements have played a crucial role in shaping Aeronautica operations. The introduction of ceramite-based heat shielding allowed for safer atmospheric re-entry, expanding the operational envelope of Void-capable fighters. Developments in plasma propulsion increased the range and speed of Imperial aircraft, though at the cost of increased maintenance requirements. Weapons technology has similarly evolved. Last burners, while powerful, proved less effective against void shields, leading to renewed interest in kinetic penetrators for ship-to-ship combat. Vortex warheads, though controversial due to their unpredictable nature, have become a staple of strategic bombing missions against heavily fortified targets. Advances in auger technology have dramatically improved targeting capabilities. Neural-linked gun sights, pioneered by the Adeptus Mechanicus, allow pilots to aim and fire with thought alone. However, concerns about machine spirit influence have limited their widespread adoption. The development of Void-capable atmospheric fighters marked a significant leap forward. These versatile craft can transition seamlessly between planetary atmospheres and the void of space, providing unprecedented tactical flexibility. The Mechanicus jealously guards the secrets of their construction, leading to limited production runs. Experimentation with archaeotech has yielded both triumphs and tragedies. The rediscovery of graviton impeller technology revolutionized VTOL capabilities, but came at the cost of several catastrophic test flights. Similarly, attempts to replicate Eldar holofields have met with limited success, often resulting in unstable field projections that endanger both pilot and aircraft. Training methodologies have adapted to keep pace with technological advancements. Neural imprinting techniques derived from Mechanicus noospheric protocols allow for rapid skill transfer. However, the process is not without risks, with some pilots experiencing identity dissociation or machine spirit over synchronization. The integration of machine spirits into aircraft systems has been a double-edged sword. While it has increased overall performance and responsiveness, it has also led to instances of willful disobedience from particularly strong-willed spirits. Rituals of appeasement have become as crucial to aircraft maintenance as physical repairs. As Aeronautica Imperialis looks to the future, several emerging technologies show promise. Race A etch into warp-resistant materials could lead to fighters capable of limited immaterium transit, dramatically increasing their strategic reach. Experiments with phase technology, reverse-engineered from Necron artifacts, may yield aircraft capable of limited intangibility, though the Inquisition keeps a wary eye on such developments. The Battle of Azure Sky stands as a watershed moment in the annals of Aeronautica Imperialis, reshaping aerial combat doctrine and pushing the boundaries of human ingenuity. This conflict, waged in the stratosphere of the Forge world Ryza, pitted Imperial forces against a cunning Necron dynasty that had lain dormant for millennia. The engagement began when Necron phalanxes emerged from hidden tomb complexes, their anti-gravity platforms rising to challenge Imperial air superiority. Traditional tactics proved ineffective against the Xenos phase technology, with las cannons and missiles passing harmlessly through flickering Necron craft. Squadron leader Tiberius Vex, a veteran of countless void battles, recognized the futility of conventional approaches. In a daring move, he ordered his lightning strike fighters to disengage their engines at high altitude, using the planet's magnetic field to glide silently above the Necron formation. This unorthodox maneuver caught the Xenos off guard, their predictive logic engines failing to account for the Imperials' unconventional approach. Vex's squadron unleashed a barrage of specially modified EMP warheads, the electromagnetic pulses temporarily disrupting the Necron's phase generators. With the enemy briefly solidified, waves of Marauder bombers swooped in, their payloads primed with experimental vortex charges. The resulting implosions tore holes in reality itself, dragging entire Necron squadrons into the warp. The tide of battle shifted, but victory remained elusive. Necron reinforcements poured from dimensional gates, their otherworldly technology threatening to overwhelm Imperial forces. It was at this critical juncture that Archmagos Synaptica, observing from orbit, made a fateful decision. Synaptica authorized the deployment of the Omnissiah's Wrath, a colossal aircraft that had been a closely guarded secret of the Adeptus Mechanicus. This behemoth, part fortress and part mobile manufactorum, descended through the atmosphere trailing clouds of incense and sparking with barely contained energy. As it entered the fray, the Omnissiah's Wrath revealed its true purpose. Massive arrays of noospheric transmitters activated, broadcasting complex Binharic cant across all frequencies. This digital hymn resonated with the machine spirits of every Imperial aircraft in the vicinity, forming a gestalt consciousness that linked pilots, machines, and cogitators into a single cohesive entity. The effect was immediate and profound. Imperial squadrons moved with preternatural coordination, anticipating Necron maneuvers before they occurred. Targeting solutions were shared instantaneously, allowing for devastating synchronized attacks that overwhelmed even the Xenos' advanced defensive systems. Necron forces, for the first time in the conflict, showed signs of disarray. Their command protocols, designed to counter discrete enemy units, struggled to adapt to what appeared to be a single immense intelligence directing the Imperial assault. The battle reached its climax when the Omnissiah's Wrath unleashed its primary weapon, a colossal graviton beam that warped the very fabric of space-time. Necron vessels caught in its path were compressed into singularities, their otherworldly technology rendered useless against this manifestation of humanity's scientific might. As the last Necron ships phased out of reality, retreating to unknown coordinates, the Imperial forces found themselves victorious, but forever changed. The unprecedented level of machine-human integration demonstrated during the battle opened new avenues of research and raised profound questions about the nature of consciousness and the role of technology in warfare. In the aftermath, Aeronautica Imperialis underwent a paradigm shift. The lessons of Azure Sky led to the establishment of the Synaptica Protocol, a radical new approach to aerial combat that emphasized neural linkages between pilots, aircraft, and command structures. Training regimens were overhauled to include sessions in noospheric immersion chambers, where pilots learned to extend their consciousness into their machines. This deepened bond between human and aircraft resulted in unprecedented levels of performance, though it also raised concerns about the long-term psychological effects on pilots. The Adeptus Mechanicus, emboldened by the success of the Omnissiah's wrath, accelerated research into large-scale noospheric integration. This led to the development of synapse carriers, specialized command aircraft capable of coordinating entire theaters of aerial warfare through machine telepathy. Not all elements of the Imperium embraced these changes wholeheartedly. Conservative factions within the ecclesiarchy warned of the dangers of blending human minds too closely with machine spirits, fearing corruption of the soul. The Inquisition launched discreet investigations into the possibility that such extensive neural linking might leave pilots vulnerable to warp influences. Despite these concerns, the tactical advantages demonstrated at Azure Sky were too significant to ignore. Over the following decades, the principles developed during the battle were refined and codified, becoming cornerstones of Imperial air combat doctrine. The repercussions of Azure Sky extended beyond tactics and technology. The conflict highlighted the potential of combining Mechanicus tech lore with traditional Imperial military strategy, leading to increased cooperation between the two organizations. Joint research initiatives proliferated, exploring the boundaries between human cognition and machine logic. This collaboration bore fruit in the form of next-generation aircraft designs. The Synapse Interceptor, with its neural interface cockpit and adaptive machine spirit, represented a leap forward in fighter technology. Swarms of drone fighters, guided by the collective consciousness of linked pilot teams, became a common sight in Imperial strike formations. The Battle of Azure Sky also had diplomatic ramifications. News of the victory spread throughout the Imperium, bolstering morale and reaffirming humanity's technological prowess in the face of Xenos threats. Several Forge worlds, impressed by Ryza's innovations, pledged increased support to Aeronautica Imperialis, leading to a surge in production of advanced aircraft and weaponry. However, the conflict also drew unwanted attention. Agents of the Thousand Suns, always seeking forbidden knowledge, attempted to steal data regarding the noospheric technologies employed during the battle. This led to a series of shadow wars between Imperial intelligence services and Chaos infiltrators, fought in data vaults and astropathic relay stations across the sector. As the ripples of Azure Sky spread across the galaxy, Aeronautica Imperialis found itself at a crossroads. The potential of human-machine integration had been demonstrated, but so too had its risks. The coming years would see fierce debates over the future of aerial warfare, with the legacy of this singular battle shaping Imperial military philosophy for centuries to come. The Battle of Azure Sky stands not just as a military victory, but as a testament to human adaptability and the power of unity between flesh and machine. In the grim darkness of the far future, it serves as a beacon of hope, a reminder that even in the face of incomprehensible Xenos technology, humanity's ingenuity and faith in the Omnissiah can prevail. The reverberations of the Battle of Azure Sky echoed across the Imperium, fundamentally altering the landscape of aerial warfare. In its wake, a new era dawned for Aeronautica Imperialis, marked by rapid technological advancement and shifting strategic paradigms. Foremost among the changes was the widespread adoption of neural interface systems. Pilots across the Imperium underwent extensive augmentation, their minds directly linked to their aircraft's machine spirits. This symbiosis resulted in unprecedented reaction times and intuitive control, elevating dogfighting to an art form. However, this integration came at a cost. Reports surfaced of pilots experiencing vivid hallucinations, their consciousness blurring with that of their machines. In extreme cases, individuals refused to disconnect, claiming their true selves resided within the aircraft's cogitators. The Schola Progenium established specialized facilities to help veterans cope with these phenomena, blending psychological treatment with ritual purification. On the strategic level, the Synaptica Protocol revolutionized fleet coordination. Vast networks of noospheric relays allowed entire battle groups to operate as singular entities, their movements choreographed with inhuman precision. This hive mind approach proved particularly effective against Tyranid swarms, matching the Xenos' biological synchronicity with mechanical unity. The Adeptus Mechanicus, emboldened by the success at Azure Sky, accelerated their research into archaeotech integration. Ancient stasis vaults were unsealed, yielding long-forgotten STC fragments. One such discovery led to the development of the Tempest-class strike fighter, a craft capable of manipulating localized gravitational fields to achieve impossible maneuvers. Not all innovations were met with universal acclaim. The introduction of AI-assisted targeting systems sparked fierce debate within the Mechanicus. Traditionalists decried the use of abominable intelligence, while progressives argued that proper rituals of activation imbued these systems with a sanctified machine spirit. This schism led to the formation of the Conclave of Cognitive Purity, a watchdog group tasked with ensuring new technologies adhered to the Omnissiah's teachings. In response to these rapid advancements, the enemies of mankind evolved their own countermeasures. Chaos forces deployed warp-tainted scrap code, designed to corrupt the machine spirits of Imperial aircraft mid-flight. Eldar corsairs utilized holofields of unprecedented sophistication, rendering them nearly invisible to augmented sensors. The Tau Empire unveiled a new generation of battlesuits equipped with gravitic nullifiers, challenging Imperial air superiority in planetary atmospheres. These threats necessitated continued innovation. The Ordo Xenos sanctioned the creation of the Chimera program, a controversial initiative aimed at reverse engineering captured Xenos technology. This led to breakthroughs in stealth systems and energy weapons, though at the cost of blurring the lines between Imperial purity and alien contamination. The implications of Azure Sky extended beyond military applications. Civilian sectors saw a boom in augmented reality interfaces, with Hive World traffic control systems adopting watered-down versions of noospheric technology. This increased integration of machine spirits into daily life led to a resurgence of the cult Mechanicus on many worlds, with citizens seeking to emulate the legendary human-machine symbiosis of Aeronautica pilots. Politically, the battle's outcome reshaped power dynamics within the Imperium. Forge worlds specializing in aircraft production gained increased influence. Their representatives granted greater authority in strategic planning sessions. The Navy's nobilite, sensing a potential threat to their monopoly on void navigation, lobbied extensively to restrict the use of neural interfaces in non-military vessels. On a galactic scale, the demonstrated effectiveness of Aeronautica Imperialis in countering Necron technology altered the balance of power in several sectors. Tomb worlds that had lain dormant, deemed too costly to assault, were now targeted for reclamation. The Imperium launched a series of campaigns to exploit this newfound advantage, though each victory came at a steep price in pilots and material. The Inquisition, ever vigilant, monitored these developments closely. The Ordo Hereticus expressed concerns about the potential for chaos corruption through extensive machine-spirit linkage. In response, specialized teams of inquisitorial agents underwent neural augmentation themselves, better equipping them to detect and counter such threats. Unexpected consequences arose in the realm of astropathic communication. Pilots who had experienced deep noospheric immersion reported increased sensitivity to the warp, with some manifesting limited precognitive abilities. The Adeptus Astra Telepathica launched discrete studies into this phenomenon, seeing potential applications in long-range navigation and threat detection. As knowledge of Azure Sky's outcomes spread, it inspired a new generation of aerial aces. Young aspirants flocked to Scola Progenium facilities, dreams of glory fueling their ambitions. This influx of eager recruits allowed for more selective screening processes, raising the overall quality of Aeronautica Imperialis personnel. The battle's legacy also influenced Imperial culture. Artisans crafted intricate tapestries depicting the conflict, while composers penned symphonies emulating the complex harmonies of noospheric communication. On some worlds, Annual festivals celebrated the unity of man and machine, featuring aerial displays that pushed the boundaries of human aircraft integration. Yet, for all its triumphs, the aftermath of Azure Sky brought new challenges. The increased reliance on complex technology strained supply lines and maintenance capabilities, particularly in frontier sectors. Forge World struggled to meet the demand for neural interfaces and advanced Auspex arrays, leading to shortages and the rise of a thriving black market in augmetic components. Moreover, the psychological toll of deep neural linkage became increasingly apparent. Veterans of multiple engagements reported difficulty reintegrating into civilian life, their minds forever attuned to the rhythms of aerial combat. The ecclesiarchy established specialized orders to minister to these individuals, blending traditional imperial faith with rituals of machine veneration. As the Imperium grappled with these changes, the enemies of mankind did not remain idle. Rumors circulated of dark Mechanicum enclaves experimenting with perverted versions of the Synaptica protocol, fusing demons with machine spirits to create abominable hybrid consciousnesses. Xenos races studied debris from Azure Sky, seeking to unlock the secrets of human-machine integration for their own nefarious purposes. In the face of these evolving threats, Aeronautica Imperialis remained vigilant. The lessons of Azure Sky were codified into new training protocols, ensuring that future generations of pilots would be prepared for the challenges ahead. As the stars grew darker and the enemies of the Emperor multiplied, the skies of the Imperium stood as a testament to human resilience and ingenuity, defended by those who had learned to soar on wings of flesh and steel. The technological arsenal of Aeronautica Imperialis stands as a testament to humanity's ingenuity in the face of galactic threats. At the forefront of this aerial might are the fighters, bombers, and support craft that dominate the skies of countless worlds. The Thunderbolt heavy fighter exemplifies the Imperium's approach to air superiority. Its reinforced adamantium hull can withstand punishing amounts of damage, while its array of weapons, from laser cannons to air-to-air missiles, allows it to engage a variety of targets. The Thunderbolt's machine spirit is known for its aggressive temperament, often pushing pilots to seek out the heart of battle. In contrast, the Lightning Strike fighter prioritizes speed and maneuverability. Its sleek design and powerful engines make it ideal for hit-and-run tactics. Advanced targeting cogitators allow Lightning pilots to engage enemies at extreme ranges, often before the foe is even aware of their presence. For planetary assaults, the Marauder bomber remains unmatched. These flying fortresses carry enough ordnance to level entire hive cities. Their reinforced hulls and redundant systems ensure they can deliver their payload even after sustaining significant damage. The most venerated Marauders are centuries old, their machine spirits having absorbed the experiences of countless campaigns. The Valkyrie assault carrier serves as the backbone of Imperial airborne operations. Its ability to rapidly deploy troops into hot zones has turned the tide of many ground battles. Some variants are equipped with grav chutes, allowing for pinpoint insertion of Special Forces teams behind enemy lines. In void combat, the Fury Interceptor reigns supreme. These nimble craft are designed to operate in the vacuum of space, protecting Imperial capital ships from enemy fighters and torpedoes. Their compact warp drives allow for limited faster-than-light travel, making them invaluable for scouting operations. The weapons employed by these aircraft are equally diverse. Las cannons remain a staple, their reliability and power ideal for dogfighting. For engaging armored targets, Hellstrike missiles pack enough punch to cripple tanks and light vehicles. Against massed infantry, rocket pods unleash a devastating hail of explosives. More exotic armaments include the Vortex missile, which tears a hole in reality itself, and the Nova cannon, capable of unleashing sun-like bursts of energy. These weapons are used sparingly due to their unpredictable nature and the strain they place on an aircraft's power systems. Defensive systems have evolved to counter increasingly sophisticated threats. Flare launchers and chaff dispensers confuse incoming missiles, while energy shields provide a last line of defense against direct hits. Some experimental craft employ limited holofield technology, projecting false images to mislead enemy targeting systems. Propulsion technology varies widely across the Imperium. Standard jet engines suffice for atmospheric flight, while plasma drives are favored for void-capable craft. Gravitic impellers, though rare, allow for unparalleled maneuverability in both air and space. The Adeptus Mechanicus jealously guards the secrets of anti-gravity technology, limiting its widespread adoption. Avionics and targeting systems benefit from the Imperium's best cogitation technology. Multispectral auspex arrays can track targets through smoke, debris, and even limited cloaking fields. Neural interfaces allow pilots to aim weapons with thought alone, though prolonged use can lead to cognitive strain. Life support systems vary based on a craft's intended operational environment. Atmospheric fighters employ pressurized cockpits and oxygen recyclers, while void fighters feature more robust systems capable of sustaining a pilot for extended periods in the vacuum of space. The most advanced craft utilize stasis fields to protect pilots during high-G maneuvers. Communication technology is crucial for coordinating large-scale air operations. Voxcasters handle short-range transmissions, while astropathic relays allow for faster-than-light communication across vast distances. Encryption protocols, blessed by tech priests, safeguard these transmissions from interception by enemy forces. The maintenance of these complex machines falls to the skilled hands of ground crews and tech priests. Daily rituals of appeasement soothe machine spirits, while regular anointing with sacred unguents keeps components functioning smoothly. Major overhauls often involve lengthy ceremonies, with each replaced part being ceremonially decommissioned and its service honored. Technological innovation within Aeronautica Imperialis is a constant process, driven by the ever-evolving nature of galactic warfare. The rediscovery of lost STC fragments can lead to quantum leaps in capability, while reverse-engineered Xenos technology occasionally yields new insights, albeit at the risk of tech heresy accusations. One area of ongoing research is the development of AI-assisted combat systems. These cogitators, more advanced than standard machine spirits, can analyze battlefield conditions and suggest optimal tactics in real time. However, their use remains controversial, with many fearing the potential for abominable intelligence to emerge. Stealth technology continues to advance, with some experimental craft achieving near invisibility to both visual and auspex detection. These developments are offset by improvements in sensor technology, leading to an endless cycle of measure and countermeasure. The integration of psychic technology into aircraft systems represents a new frontier. Specially trained psychers linked to a craft's systems can provide enhanced threat detection and limited precognitive abilities. However, the risks of warp contamination limit widespread adoption of these techniques. As Aeronautica Imperialis looks to the future, the focus remains on maintaining air superiority in an increasingly hostile galaxy. Whether through incremental improvements to tried-and-true designs or revolutionary leaps in technology, the goal remains the same: to ensure that the skies of the Imperium remain firmly under human control, no matter the cost. In the annals of Aeronautica Imperialis, certain individuals stand out, their exploits becoming legend among pilots and ground crews alike. These heroes and villains shaped the course of aerial warfare, their actions rippling across the galaxy. Ace pilot Ilara Vox, known as the Comet of Cadia, earned her reputation during the 13th Black Crusade. Her lightning fighter, emblazoned with blue flame iconography, became a symbol of hope for beleaguered Imperial forces. Vox's uncanny ability to predict enemy maneuvers led some to whisper of latent psychic abilities, though such claims were never substantiated. In a defining moment, Vox single-handedly engaged a squadron of Helldrake fighters, demon engines of the Chaos Forces. Outnumbered and outgunned, she utilized the gravity well of a nearby gas giant to slingshot her craft, achieving impossible speeds. The resulting dogfight lasted hours, with Vox emerging victorious, her fighter scorched but intact. A contrasting Vox's heroism is the infamous Fell Hammer, once a decorated Imperial pilot turned renegade. Hammer's fall began after exposure to a Xenos artifact during a routine patrol. The corruption spread slowly, tainting his mind and soul. For years, he fed classified information to the enemy, his treachery hidden behind a facade of loyal service. When finally exposed, Hammer fled in a modified Marauder bomber loaded with stolen archaeotech. His knowledge of Imperial tactics made him a formidable foe, leading chaos raids against his former comrades. The hunt for Fell Hammer became a top priority for Aeronautica Imperialis, with entire squadrons dedicated to his capture or elimination. Tech Priest Domina Synax Benarix represents the cutting edge of Adeptus Mechanicus contribution to aerial warfare. Her innovations in noospheric integration revolutionized squadron coordination. Benarix's crowning achievement, the Omni-Synapse Relay, allows for near-instantaneous communication between aircraft across vast distances. However, Benarix's methods often skirt the edge of tech heresy. Her liberal interpretation of the Omnissiah's teachings has drawn scrutiny from more conservative factions within the Mechanicus. Rumors persist of forbidden experiments conducted in the depths of her forge labs, pushing the boundaries between man and machine. Among the ranks of Imperial Navy officers, Admiral Titus Hark stands as a controversial figure. His aggressive tactics during void engagements have led to stunning victories and costly defeats in equal measure. Hark's philosophy emphasizes the use of fighters and bombers as an extension of capital ship warfare, often deploying them in unconventional formations. Hark's most audacious operation, the Spear of Dawn maneuver, involved using squadrons of Fury interceptors to guide mass torpedo volleys through heavily defended Orc kill zones. While successful, the casualty rate among pilot crews was staggering, earning Hark both commendations and condemnations from his peers. On the ground, Chief Engineer Octavia Graft has become a legend among maintenance crews. Her ability to coax peak performance from even the most battle-worn aircraft borders on the miraculous. Graft's unorthodox repair techniques, often involving improvised components and hurried blessings, raise eyebrows among traditionalist tech priests, but earn unwavering loyalty from the pilots whose lives depend on her skills. Graft's finest hour came during the siege of Hydrafer, where she kept a battered air wing operational for weeks without proper resupply. Her improvised use of Xenos wreckage to patch critical systems was overlooked in light of the tactical advantage it provided, though she spent months afterward in penance, reciting purification cants. Among the enemies of the Imperium, few names evoke as much dread as Sky Shredder, an Orc flyboy of unprecedented skill. His ramshackle fighter, a patchwork of looted Imperial tech and Orcish innovation, has claimed countless lives. Sky Shredder's ability to push his craft beyond its theoretical limits confounds Imperial tacticians, his maneuvers defying both physics and logic. The ongoing duel between Sky Shredder and the best Imperial aces has become the stuff of legend, with entire campaigns hinging on the outcome of their aerial battles. His ability to inspire fellow Orcs to ever greater feats of aerial insanity makes him a priority target for Aeronautica Imperialis strike teams. In the realm of strategic planning, Lord General Eris Valum stands out for his holistic approach to air power. Valum's treatise, On Wings of Fire, is required reading at the Schola Progenium. His emphasis on integrating atmospheric and void operations has shaped Imperial doctrine for generations. Valum's crowning achievement was the Ghost Fire Protocol, a complex series of feints and counterattacks that allowed outnumbered Imperial forces to achieve air superiority against a Tyranid splinter fleet. The maneuver has since been adapted for use against a variety of Xenos threats, its flexibility a testament to Valum's strategic genius. Not all heroes of the air are human. The machine spirit of the Eternal Vengeance, a venerable Thunderbolt fighter, has achieved near-mythical status. Having served for over 5 centuries, the craft has developed a reputation for precognitive abilities, often reacting to threats before its pilot becomes aware of them. Attempts to replicate the Eternal Vengeance's unique qualities have met with failure, leading some tech priests to speculate that extended exposure to warp energies during void transit may have altered its cogitators in unpredictable ways. The craft remains in active service, its machine spirit a subject of both awe and wary respect. These individuals, whether loyal servants of the Emperor or its most implacable foes, embody the spirit of aerial combat in the 41st millennium. Their stories inspire new generations of pilots, engineers, and strategists, each hoping to leave their mark on the ever-shifting battlefields of the sky. As Aeronautica Imperialis faces an uncertain future, it looks to these legends for guidance and inspiration. In a galaxy where death can come from any direction, the deeds of these heroes and villains serve as a reminder of the heights that can be achieved when skill, faith, and technology unite in service of humanity's dominion over the stars. Despite the Imperium's vast intelligence networks and the tireless efforts of its scholars, many aspects of Aeronautica Imperialis remain shrouded in mystery. These enigmas range from unexplained phenomena to lost technologies, each presenting a tantalizing puzzle for those who dare to investigate. One of the most persistent mysteries surrounds the fate of the Ghostwing Squadron. During a routine patrol near the Ghoul Stars, this elite unit of Night Lord's interceptors vanished without a trace. Astropathic communications abruptly ceased, and no wreckage was ever found. Centuries later, unconfirmed sightings of spectral aircraft bearing Night Lord's insignia continue to surface, always presaging disaster for Imperial forces in the region. The nature of these apparitions remains hotly debated. Some inquisitors posit that the squadron became trapped in a warp anomaly, doomed to eternally relive their final moments. Others suggest a more sinister explanation, theorizing that the pilots made a pact with dark forces, trading their humanity for immortality in the void. Equally perplexing is the phenomenon known as the Mercurial Maze. First encountered during the Damocles Gulf Crusade, this spatial distortion manifests as a labyrinth of shimmering, mirror-like surfaces suspended in the void. Imperial craft that enter the maze emerge hours or even days later, their crews reporting impossible journeys through crystal corridors and battles with their own reflections. Attempts to study the Mercurial Maze have yielded contradictory results. Mechanicus probes detect no unusual energy signatures, yet psychers in proximity to the phenomenon report overwhelming sensations of déjà vu and precognition. Some theorize that the maze represents a thin point between realities, while others dismiss it as a mass hallucination induced by unknown Xenos technology. The quest to unravel the secrets of Aeldari aircraft design has long consumed Imperial researchers. Despite countless encounters, the principles behind the Xenos' gravity-defying maneuvers remain elusive. Captured specimens inexplicably disintegrate upon close examination, leaving tech priests with tantalizing fragments of advanced technology that defy replication. Rumors persist of a secret Ordo Xenos facility where intact Eldari craft are studied. Whispers speak of test pilots driven mad by neural interfaces designed for alien minds, and of rogue tech priests who vanish into the webway, seeking forbidden knowledge from the enigmatic Xenos. Another enduring mystery is the exact nature of the Eversor Assassin's aerial deployment system. Known only as the Nightmare Drop, this method allows these living weapons to be inserted into heavily defended airspace with preternatural accuracy. Witnesses report seeing no drop pods or insertion craft, only streaks of sickly green light moments before Eversor berserkers materialize amidst enemy formations. Theories abound regarding the technology behind the Nightmare Drop. Some speculate that it involves short-range teleportation, while others propose more esoteric explanations involving phase shifting or temporal displacement. The Officio Assassinorum maintains an impenetrable veil of secrecy around the process, eliminating those who pry too deeply into its workings. The lost STC for the Tempest Speeder tantalizingly hints at the heights of Dark Age technology. Fragmentary records describe an aircraft capable of manipulating local gravity fields, allowing for impossible maneuvers and even limited time dilation. Despite centuries of searching, no complete template has been found, leaving tech priests to debate whether such a craft could truly have existed. Occasional discoveries of anomalous aircraft wreckage fuel speculation about the Tempest Speeder's capabilities. Metallurgical analysis of these remnants reveals alloys of unknown composition, displaying properties that defy the current understanding of materials science. Each find sparks a frenzied race between Imperial factions, all seeking to unlock the secrets of this legendary craft. The phenomenon known as the Void Singer's Lament presents an auditory enigma that has puzzled Imperial scholars for millennia. During certain Void engagements, pilots report hearing haunting, ethereal music emanating from the empty space between stars. This melody, described as both beautiful and terrifying, seems to disorient enemy craft while bolstering the resolve of Imperial forces. Attempts to record or analyze the Void Singer's Lament have proven futile. Vox captures reveal only static, and even the most sensitive Auspex arrays detect no unusual audio waves during these events. Some attribute the phenomenon to warp interference, while others propose more mystical explanations involving the Emperor's divine intervention. The true purpose of the Basilica Noctis, a massive orbital structure above the storm-racked world of Tempestus Oculus, remains a subject of intense speculation. Officially designated as a naval monastery dedicated to the training of elite void fighters, the facility's size and power consumption suggest a far more significant role. Unconfirmed reports speak of experimental aircraft docking at the Basilica's upper spires, their designs unlike anything in the known Imperial arsenal. Others whisper of forbidden technologies being tested in its lower vaults, and of pilots emerging from its halls changed in subtle, unsettling ways. Perhaps most intriguing are the rumors surrounding the Omega Protocol, a theoretical countermeasure against catastrophic void-based threats. References to this protocol appear in heavily redacted inquisitorial documents, always in the context of last resort scenarios involving extinction-level events. Speculation about the Omega Protocol ranges from the plausible to the fantastical. Some believe it involves sacrificing entire sectors to create warp storms, denying enemy forces access to strategic regions. Others propose more exotic theories, such as weaponizing black holes or inducing supernovas to scour whole star systems clean of life. As Aeronautica Imperialis continues to evolve and adapt to new threats, these mysteries serve as a reminder of how much remains unknown, even to humanity's greatest minds. In the vast, dark expanse of the galaxy, secrets linger like distant stars, waiting for those brave or foolish enough to seek them out. As the Imperium of Man stands at the precipice of a new millennium, Aeronautica Imperialis finds itself at a crucial juncture. The lessons learned from countless aerial engagements, the technological breakthroughs, and the sacrifices of innumerable pilots have shaped this branch into a formidable force. Yet, the challenges that lie ahead are as vast as the void itself. The aftermath of the Cicatrix Maledictum's appearance has rewritten the rules of engagement across the galaxy. With large swaths of Imperial space cut off from Terra, local Aeronautica commands have been forced to adapt, often with limited resources and dwindling support. This fragmentation has led to a diversity of tactics and technologies, as isolated sectors develop unique solutions to their aerial warfare needs. In the Imperium Nihilis, where warp storms rage unchecked, pilots face unprecedented challenges. The laws of physics bend unpredictably, turning routine flights into harrowing odysseys. New training protocols emphasize psychological resilience as much as technical skill, preparing aviators for realities that defy comprehension. The return of Robot Guilliman and the introduction of Primaris Space Marines have brought both hope and upheaval to aeronautica doctrine. The Primarch's strategic genius has led to a re-evaluation of air power's role in grand campaigns. Primaris flyers, with their enhanced capabilities, are reshaping the dynamics of void combat, forcing traditional Aeronautica units to evolve or risk obsolescence. Technological advancements continue to push the boundaries of what's possible in aerial warfare. The integration of limited artificial intelligence into targeting systems has dramatically increased combat effectiveness, though not without controversy. Debates rage within the Adeptus Mechanicus about the line between beneficial machine spirits and abominable intelligence. Experimental craft utilizing gravitic propulsion are slowly entering service, offering unparalleled maneuverability in both atmosphere and void. However, the rarity of the technology and the difficulty in maintaining these complex machines limit their widespread adoption. Each deployment of these advanced flyers is a carefully calculated risk, balancing their game-changing potential against the possibility of losing irreplaceable assets. The threat landscape facing Aeronautica Imperialis grows ever more complex. Necron tomb worlds awaken with increasing frequency, bringing eldritch technologies that challenge the very concepts of aerial combat. Tyrannid hive fleets evolve new bioforms specifically adapted for void warfare, their organic ships defying traditional tactics. In response to these emerging threats, cross-training initiatives between Aeronautica Imperialis and other Imperial organizations have intensified. Joint exercises with the Adeptus Astartes push the limits of human piloting skills, while collaborations with the Adeptus Mechanicus yield innovations in aircraft design and maintenance. The Inquisition's influence on aeronautica operations has grown subtly, but significantly. Specialized squadrons are formed for missions that officially do not exist, their pilots sworn to secrecy under pain of death. These shadowy units undertake the most perilous assignments, from investigating space hulks to pursuing elusive Xenos threats across the stars. As the Imperium's borders are tested on all fronts, the strategic importance of rapid response capabilities has never been greater. Aeronautica Imperialis finds itself at the forefront of many critical engagements, often arriving before other Imperial forces can be mobilized. This increased responsibility has led to a re-evaluation of resource allocation, with some sectors prioritizing air power over traditional ground-based defenses. The cultural impact of Aeronautica Imperialis on Imperial worlds continues to evolve. On many planets, the sight of Imperial aircraft streaking across the sky is a rare and awe-inspiring event, a tangible reminder of the Emperor's protection. Recruitment drives tap into this mystique, promising would-be pilots the chance to touch the void and strike fear into the hearts of humanity's enemies. Yet, for all its glory, the toll of constant warfare weighs heavily on aeronautica personnel. The life expectancy of frontline pilots remains perilously short, and the psychological strain of repeated engagements leaves many veterans struggling to readjust to civilian life. Support systems have been established to address these issues, blending traditional Imperial faith with more practical rehabilitation techniques. Looking to the future, Aeronautica Imperialis faces both promise and peril. The potential for rediscovering lost technologies offers hope for gaining an edge against the Imperium's myriad foes. Archaeotech vaults, sealed for millennia, are being reopened, yielding designs that push the boundaries of what was thought possible in aerial and void combat. However, with these opportunities come grave risks. The temptation to employ Xenos technology or delve into forbidden knowledge grows stronger as the threats to humanity escalate. The line between innovation and tech heresy becomes increasingly blurred, forcing Aeronautica Command to make difficult decisions that could shape the future of the organization and the Imperium itself. As new fronts open in the never-ending war for humanity's survival, Aeronautica Imperialis stands ready to meet the challenge. From the scorching skies of death worlds to the cold void between stars, the pilots and crews of the Emperor's aerial forces remain vigilant. Their sacrifices, often unsung, ensure that humanity retains its tenuous grasp on the galaxy. In the grim darkness of the far future, where there is only war, the roar of Imperial engines and the flash of last fire against the void serve as beacons of hope and defiance. Aeronautica Imperialis, forged in the crucible of 10,000 years of conflict, continues to evolve, adapt, and overcome. As long as there are skies to conquer and stars to reach, the winged warriors of the Imperium will answer the call, soaring on wings of faith and fury into whatever battles lie ahead.